All right, welcome to the Tuesday Night Online Marketing System training call. My name is June Collier. I will be your host tonight. And tonight we're going to be talking about how to create a capture page using the online marketing system. Now, in order to use this feature, you definitely have to have the elite version. If you don't have the elite version, that's okay. Stay online, watch what we're doing. It may encourage you to go out and get the elite version. While we're talking about that, the only difference between the pro version and the elite version is this one feature that I'm going to be sharing with you here tonight. Everything else is the same, but this one particular feature allows you to customize your own capture page should you choose to do so. So let's go ahead and get into the presentation and just kind of talk about a few of the things that we're going to need when we decide to create our own capture page. So when you're creating your own capture page, you're customizing the system. What that basically means is you're going to need to have your own messages that you want to send out as email messages. So you're going to have to customize that. With the pro version, we've already created email messages to go out, so you don't have to think about it. But with the elite version, you will create your own messages. Also, if you're going to be using video on your capture page, you're going to have video for both your capture page and landing page if you choose to do so. So you'll be responsible for your own videos. We'll talk a little bit more about capture pages and landing pages and what the differences are between the two. Background image, again, if you want to have a really nice capture page with a background image, you can do so. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to create a motion background on your capture page, but you can do a still image as well. And then finally, we'll need an image for our Facebook post. So when we post to Facebook, we want to have an image that pulls up. So these are going to be the items that you're going to be needing for creating your online marketing page. Now, let's talk about capture pages versus landing pages. A capture page is called by many different names. Some people call it a capture page, other people call it a squeeze page, and yet still other people call it an opt-in page. Basically, a capture page is designed to capture your visitors' contact information, typically their name, email address, and maybe even a phone number. When you see that, that is called a capture page. Now, a landing page is a little bit different. A landing page is where the person lands once they fill out the capture page. Once they give you their name and their email address and they hit the submit button, they then go to what is known as a landing page. So make sure that you understand capture pages versus landing pages. All right, let's move on. Now, what we're going to do tonight when we're building our funnel, when we're building our lead capture funnel, what we're going to do is we're going to start backwards and we're going to work backwards. And I'm going to share with you why we work backwards, because you need certain information as you go along. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create an email campaign name. I'm going to show you how to create an email campaign name. And then what you want to do is once you create that campaign, you're going to want to load some emails inside of that campaign. Now, here's what I mean by a campaign. If you had a get out of debt campaign, your campaign would be get out of debt. But then inside of your campaign, you might have several follow-up emails that talk about strategies on how to get out of debt. So on day 1, you might send one email. On day 2, you send another email. On day 15, you send yet another email. So you could have several emails inside of one email campaign. All right. And then once we load up the emails into that campaign, then we're going to create our landing page. Once we create our landing page, then we'll create the capture page. And then once we create the capture page, we'll then create the Facebook image page. So there are 5 steps that we're going to go through as we go through and create our own capture page and make this happen for ourselves. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump out of the presentation here, and we're going to go straight into our MyEcon application, our online marketing system. And again, if you have questions, There is a chat button in your Join Me app across the top. There's a little orange button there that looks like a speak symbol, a speech symbol. If you would like to ask a question, you can type in your question there, and from time to time, I will stop and answer your question. So we are looking at an elite version, and you'll know that you have the elite if you go down here and click on drag and drop editor here in the left hand corner. You'll see that it will give you the option to create some pages here if you have that. Okay, so that's how we know that we have the drag and drop editor feature. Now, the first thing that we need to do, however, is we need to create our email campaign name. All right, and the way that we do that is we're going to go up here to the left-hand side here. You'll see where it says autoresponders. Now, autoresponders are basically tools that allow you to create follow-up messages automatically. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to go in here and we're going to create our own autoresponder. We're going to set up and create our own autoresponder. So the first thing that we're going to do is you'll see where it says add autoresponse message. We're going to click on that blue button there, and then it's going to say add to what contact group or create a new contact group list. So what we're going to do is we're going to first start off by creating a new contact group list. This is a new list or a new campaign. So we'll click on this create a new contact list, and what happens is it goes to this blank page. Don't worry, just click out of that tab there, and it'll take you down here to where you see the contact group. Now, these are all of our different campaigns that we have going on. You see there's tons of different campaigns here. What I want to do is I'm going to create a new contact group. So how do I do that? I'm going to click up here where it says add contact group. So we'll click on add contact group. And I was talking with Kenny Patterson earlier today, and I'm going to title this Kenny's Test, because I'm going to be using a video that Kenny has created. And there we go. All right, and then I'm just going to add that to the contact group. So we'll click on add contact group, and then somewhere down here we should find Kenny's testimony. So you'll see there's Kenny's testimony. If we ever want to delete something, we can always go in here, see where it says new test group. I can always go in here and delete if I need to delete that, and that will remove that item. So we've got Kenny's testimony. Let me go ahead and remove this one as well. We'll just remove a few of these because, oh, I've got some. Now, here's a nice thing. I'm glad I did that. This one says that I cannot delete that contact group because it has messages or contacts already assigned to it. So that keeps you from making a mistake like I almost did there. It keeps you from making a mistake and deleting a group that you should not delete. All right. So good thing. Good thing I did that. All right. So now that we've created the contact group, now what we need to do is we need to add emails inside of that group. Okay. So we're going to go back over here to autoresponder, and we're going to add a auto-response message just like we did before. And this time we're not going to create a new group. We've already done that. The new group should be in our drop-down list. So we're going to click our drop-down list, and I'm going to look for Kenny's testimony. There we go. We'll click on that. So you'll see that we got Kenny's testimony, and we're going to click on add. And now what it's going to do is it's going to allow me to add an email response message to that group. So I'm just going to call this Kenny's first testimony. And you can go in here and you can put in anything that you want here. You see you got all of these icons here. You can add images. There's a lot of different things that you can do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. We're going to go hello, and I want to call the person by their first name. I want to personalize this. So the way that I do that is I scroll down towards the bottom here, and this will give you all of the codes that you can use. So what I want to do is I want to grab this name here, tilde sign, name, tilde sign. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to go up here, and I'm just going to paste it right next to hello. So when a person enters their name and email address, when they get their first message, it's going to say hello and then whatever their name is. So that's where that symbol comes up for, okay? And then I'm just going to type, this is Kenny's first testimony for watching let's put Kenny here. All right. So obviously you would have an email message that was, nicer than this, but this is just quick for demo purposes only. Again, you can put images in here, you can bold, you can make different colors, you can do all of those types of things. But we're just going to keep it very, very simple here today. Now, the first message should go out immediately. So what that means is as soon as I sign up for the autoresponder, or as soon as I submit my information to the capture page, it will send me this message instantly. So you can see where it says instant. I'm going to select instant, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add message. So I'm going to add that message. Okay. So now I've added one message to this campaign. Now you may say, well, June, where's the campaign? I don't see the campaign. Okay. So we see Kenny's testimony right here, but we don't see what campaign that's in. So here's what we do. Actually, it's in the Kenny's testimony group, or the Kenny's testimony campaign. So you'll see there it is right there. Now, if you're looking for the entire campaign, if you go over here and click on this little drop down, and it should have been over there. I don't know why it's not showing there. Interesting. All right. So what we can definitely see it here. We can see Kenny's testimony campaign right here. So what we want to do is we want to add a second email. So this goes out instantly, and then maybe 2 days later we want to send him another message, or our visitors another message. So we're not going to create a new contact group. We're just going to select Kenny's campaign again, or Kenny's testimony, and then we'll click add. So now we'll create a second email, and I'm going to call this Kenny's second testimony. And then we'll go up here and we'll say hello, and then we want to get that first name again. So we'll go down here, copy this code, tilde name tilde. We'll paste it up here. And then we'll say this is the second testimony. Thanks for listening, Kenny. And I'm going to send this out. Let's just say I'm going to send this out 5 days from the original day that this person signed up. So we'll do 5 days. Now, while we're here talking about how often this can go out, if you look at our drop down, we can go 52 weeks out, right? So what that means is I can send somebody a message every week for a year. I could send them messages and follow-up messages and follow-up messages and follow-up messages. The nice thing about that is when people opt into your capture page, you'll get them to opt into your capture page. And if you built out enough emails, you can follow up with them for a long period of time without you actually physically having to actually do it. The system will do it for you. So that's why it's called an autoresponder, because it will automatically respond on your behalf according to the way that you have it set up. So I'm going to go ahead and add this message. And now under the preview messages, you'll see under Kenny's testimony, I got the instant message. And then 5 days later, we've got the second testimony that actually goes out. Now, if I ever want to edit these, I can edit these. If I want to look at them and see what they actually look like without sending myself the email, I can see what it looks like. And then if I want to delete that message, I can click the X and I can delete them. So right now, for this demo purposes, I'm good with 2 messages here. Obviously, you probably want to do more messages than that. You might want to do 7, 10, 20, 30 messages that follow up over a long extended period of time. All right, so now that we've created our autoresponder messages, let's take a look and see if we got any questions that's coming in. No questions coming in. So look cool with us setting up the autoresponder messages. The next thing that we want to do is we want to create the landing page. This is the page that the person is going to go to once they fill out their information. So we're going to create a landing page, and the way that we do that is we click on this drag and drop editor. So we're going to click on the drag and drop editor, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new landing page. I've got some landing pages and capture pages already designed here, and they'll sit here until you activate them. But what I want to do is I want to create a new landing page. So this little box up here in the right-hand corner with the 3 horizontal lines here, if you click on that, that's going to open up. And what we're going to do is we're going to create what's known as a sales web page. Okay, this is going to be our landing page, sales web page. So let's go ahead and click on sales web page. And it's going to bring up this type of bar that everything, it just looks kind of blank here. And I'm going to show you how to do this. The first thing I want to do is I want to get some text, right? I want to put some text here. And there's a lot of different ways that we can actually do this. I can grab this little text here and drag it here if I want to just do it that way. And I can have the text on top and then a video in the middle, okay? And so let's take a look at this right here. Let's see here. I'm going to do the text just like this. And then up under the text, I'm going to put a video box here. So there's going to be my video that goes up under the text. And then I'm also going to put another text box up under the video. So I'm going to grab this text box and I'm just going to drag and drop. Let's try it again. Sometimes it's a little funny here. So let me see here. Let me drag it here, get it on the page. All right, there it is on the page. And then let me try to drag it from the page. Let me see if it'll let me drag it. All right, there we go. So I got text above the video. I got some text below the video. So now let's go ahead and edit some of this information. So I'm going to click on the text above the video. There's a little pencil icon here. And I want to center my text. So I'm going to center the text. And it says colored section. I'm going to leave it like it is. I'm going to click Save Changes. So now this is centered. And then I'm going to actually highlight inside of the text itself. And I'm going to type in my message. And I'm going to type in the strategy at put $400 a month back into Kenny's pockets. All right. And so we got that there. Now, I might want to bold this. I might want to do some fancy things here. I might want to make this a little bit bigger. So you'll see that the options that I have here is I've got a couple of options here. I can bold. I can do a H2 or H3 tag. Now, H2 tag is it makes the font a little bit bigger. So if I do a H2, you'll see that this goes a little bit bigger. Okay, so you can change the size here. Also, let me see if it will let me. I'm going to do the colored section here. Let me just see what that will do for me. I'll click Save Changes here. And it looks like the background has a different color here in the background. You see how there's gray here in the background? And maybe what I can do is, I don't want to go too fast, but you'll see I clicked on this little gear icon here. And on the gear icon, I can give this little section some color here. If I just drop in that little red right there, you'll see that that red has been dropped in, right? And then the lettering is white. I like that. But if I want, even if I wanted to change the colors of the letters, I could go in here and I could drag this little yellow, and I can, you see how I highlighted the letters? I could drag it right on top of the letters, release, and you probably can't see that because yellow was probably not a good color to use. Let's do a dark color. Let's take a black. All right, it's supposed to do it. All right, let's try that again. Let's see if I can get the letters to go black for me. Nope. It's very, very sensitive. So let me get the background red. I'm going to try the letters one more time. If it doesn't work for me, we'll move on. Okay, that didn't work for me, but you get the gist here. Okay, so we've got this information here. If I wanted to go in and bold something, you see that I can bold, and it should let me bold. I don't know why it's acting funny here. So we got H2. Let's see if I took the H2 away and did bold. Yeah. Now it made my letters black. So I have no idea what I just did. All right. So let me go back because I want it to be larger than this. So I'm going to do an H2, which is going to make it much larger. All right. So it looks like it won't allow me to do H2 and the coloring at the same time. So there we go. We here. Now we got this video here. We definitely want to change out the video. Let me close this over here so you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the video. So this video is going to be a video of the MyEcon presentation. And we have the MyEcon presentation on YouTube. So I'm going to click on YouTube. And then I got to go over to YouTube to find the MyEcon presentation. So luckily for you, I've got that already up. We'll go right here to YouTube. Here's the MyEcon presentation. You do not want to grab the share code. Do not grab this code because it won't work. What you want to do is you want to go up here in the address bar and grab this code up here and right before the and sign. So I'm going to just grab right there before the and sign. You see that little and? It says and T equals 3 seconds. What that basically means is that the video will start 3 seconds into it. I want it to start from the beginning. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to copy that. Let's go back to our landing page. I'm going to paste that in. And then it says, do I want just the video or do I want text to go along with the video? I'm just going to select just the video. And then it says, do I want to color this section? I'm going to go ahead and color this section. I'm going to click Save Changes. So there's the presentation. You'll see it has a little gray background. Okay, maybe I want it to look a little bit more vibrant. So maybe I want to use yellow or orange or blue. Let's go with a blue. So there's the blue right there. Okay. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to go down here at the bottom, and I want for the individual to be able to contact Kenny after they watch this video. So after you view this video, contact me. So that I can answer your questions. Now, all of this is very personal because you've designed it to be that way. And then we're going to just put Kenny Patterson, and then we're going to put his phone number. And then we'll put the email. And then, maybe I want to make these a little bit larger as well. So maybe I'll do an H3 instead of the H2, so it won't be as large as the one before it. You'll see that it's very difficult to read here. And so I may want to put some color here. I don't know if it's going to allow me to do this with the text or not. I just made all of the text white, so I don't want to do that. So there we go. All right. So I got some color there. I've got all of my information there. I'm pretty happy with the way that this looks. So now what I'm going to do, and if I wanted to change my font, you see I can change my fonts over here. So I can change the fonts. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to click Save and Publish, right? So you'll see this little Save and Publish button up here. We'll click on Save and Publish, and I'm going to give it a title. The name of this page is going to be Kenny's landing page. And I can put some description here and keywords, but you see that that's optional. So I'm just going to leave it right now. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. All right, so there's Kenny's landing page. Now what I want to do is I got to publish this page. So I want to go ahead and click on Publish. And I'm going to give it a name again. Kenny's landing page. And it's asking me if I want to overwrite the file if the file exists. So what this basically means is if you were coming back in here for the second, third, or fourth time and you were updating the page and you want to make some tweaks, you could overwrite the page and keep the same name, okay? But because we haven't done that, I'm just going to leave it as is. Now, URL. This basically is if you wanted them to go somewhere else after they've finished viewing this page. In this case, I don't want to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to write down the name of this page, Kenny's landing page, because I'm going to need this later on. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up my little notepad here. Copy this. I'm going to paste this in my notepad so I don't forget what I named that page. Right? And then, where did it go? There we go. So now I'm going to click on Publish. So we'll click Publish. And now what you'll see down at the bottom is the page is actually being published. Okay. You'll see the name of the page is Kenny's landing page.php. And here in a few seconds, it's going to actually create the link to Kenny's landing page. I'm going to want to copy this as well. So we're going to copy this particular link here. And you'll see where we're going to do that. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to save that to my notepad as well. All right. Now, we do have the option to view this page, and I just clicked out of it. So we'll take a look at this page at a later time, okay? But if I hadn't clicked on it, we had the option to actually go view that particular page, all right? And I'll show you how we can view that page when we go to the next section. So we've created our landing page. Landing page is done. The next page that we got to create is the capture page. So we're going to go and create a capture page. The way that we create the capture page is we go right up here, click on that little button again, and this time instead of the sales page, we're going to create a capture page. So we're going to go ahead and click on capture page. Now, with the capture page, we're given a lot of different options here. We're giving the templates and the layouts and all of that. So what I'm going to choose here is I'm going to choose this template right here. It has a video in the center, and then to the left of the video is the contact capture page information. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. You'll see that there's a blue bar that goes around that, okay, letting you know that you've selected that. The other options that we have here is the theme or the page, the color of the page. So we could choose many different colors or themes of the page. I'm going to choose this little red here, and I'm going to click on the red, okay? And then I'm going to click on Next. All right, so now we have three options. We could choose a background image, a background color if we wanted a solid color. Maybe you got a picture of your team. You can put your team as the image, Maybe you want to just do a solid color, or maybe you want to use a background video. For this particular training, I'm going to use a background video. So we're going to click on background video, and what it's going to say is, what do you want to use as your background video? So I'm going to click on YouTube, and I've got several background videos that I have for YouTube, but here's one that I'm going to use. It looks like this. It's just a very subtle background. You can see the flags flying, but it's very, very subtle. You don't want your background to be too busy if you're going to use an image. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to copy the address of this video. So we'll copy the address of the video. You'll notice that the video is only 14 seconds long. So I'm going to loop the video when I go back to creating my capture page. So we'll go back to My Econ Leads. We'll paste in the video. So we paste it in the link. It should be muted. I don't want any sound, okay? But I do want it to loop. So remember, it's only like 13, 14 seconds. I want it to continuously loop, because when somebody comes to the page, they might be on the page for a little while. So I want the video to just constantly be looping. But again, it's very subtle, because I'm also going to include a video of Kenny talking. All right. So we've got that done. We're going to go to the next page here. Let's click on next. The next page says, what do you want to capture? I want to capture the first name, email address, and phone number. Okay. If I don't want the phone number, I just click on it and it goes away. The box goes away. In this case, let's go ahead and click on the phone number, and then let's click on next. Now, there's a button that we need to capture. So, what do I want people to click on? So I can create my own button. I can create a customized button, or I can look at the button list. To make things easy, I'm going to take a look at the button list. And so remember, they're going to go to my capture page, fill out the information, and then they're going to go to my landing page where there's a video. So I'm going to select Watch Video Now. So we'll click on that. I could have chosen 100% absolutely free, get instant access. You'll see that there's several different videos that you could use. You can also upload your own buttons if you want to use a button that's not listed here. So there's several buttons that are available here. We're just going to choose Watch Video Now. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on Next. Now, this option is going to allow me to do a couple of different things. The first thing I want to do is I want to have a video here of Kenny talking. So what I got to do is I got to go to YouTube, and here's Kenny, and he's giving his testimony. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy his video link here, and then I'm going to go back to my capture page, and I'm going to put his video link in here, okay? Now, it says, do you want to mute this? No, I want people to be able to hear it. Now, remember, the video that's in the background is muted, but I want them to hear this. So I'm not going to select mute, auto start. What that basically means is when they get to the page, the video can automatically start. Do I want it to automatically start? I don't know. I may or may not. I mean, I can click on it. Do I want the video to loop? What that means is once he's finished giving his testimony, do I want the video to start all over again? And the answer is no. When he's done with his testimony, I actually want people to put their information in and click submit. So I'm not going to loop this video. I can also put some footnote information here. So if I choose from default list, you'll see where I got all this stuff here. It says get instant access now, don't delay, take action now, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm just going to click on don't delay, take action now. But I could customize this and type in whatever I want in the footer, okay? And then add copy. This allows me to use the images, so I can choose any of these images. I can upload my own image, or I can go over here and create text. So I'm going to create some text here. And when I select text, I'm going to type in what I want here. So here's what I'm going to write here. How a college student created $400 cash flow from one simple government strategy. And I want to make sure that that's centered. So I'm going to take this right here. I want to make sure that that's centered. I want my size of my text to be bigger, so I can choose the size of my text. Let's just say I'm going to make it 30 here. I may have to come back and make it bigger. I'm going to make it bold. Let me see if I can just take this 400 right here and make it a different color. I don't know if it's going to allow me to do that or not. It may not. Okay, beautiful. So, and I'm good. I don't need to do anything else here. I'm just going to go ahead and click on next. And then it's asking me to give a title. So the title is going to be Kenny Testimony Capture. And then it's looking for a description and keywords. So I'm gonna just copy that and duplicate this. Now, you would probably want to take a little bit of time and make sure you use the right thing. Now, a lot of people like to preview at this point. What I like to do is save my work, and I can always go back and preview once it's saved. So I'm going to go ahead and save my work. All right, so now you can't really see the page, but it's there, I promise you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click on Publish. So let's click Publish. And I'm going to put the name here again. It's Kenny's Testimony Capture. It says, do you want to overwrite? No, this is the first time that we've actually built this page. Now, what email series would you like for this page? So remember I said we start off doing the reverse. The reason why we did the reverse is because it needed the email series, which was the first thing that we did, is we created the autoresponder series. So now what you do is you click in here and you find the autoresponder series that we created. Here it is, Kenny's Testimony. So we're going to tie that autoresponder series to this capture page. Then it says, where do you need the user to go after capturing the information? Well, guess what? We need them not to go to a thank you page, but we need them to go to a link. What link? We need them to go to the landing page that we created. So remember I saved the link for the landing page? Well, now I can take this link here, copy it, and it says it should start with an HTTP : and then I'm going to paste this in. So now when they put their information in and they hit the submit button, they will now go to my landing page. So if you notice, we built everything backwards because it was important for us to do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click Publish. And so it's publishing the page for us, and it's getting ready to generate our link. So it just is generating our link. And if we want to take a look at this and see what this looks like, all we have to do is click on the link itself. So we'll go ahead and click on this link. And it is telling me that I have an error message. The file you're looking for does not exist. So that was the thing that was happening here. All right. All right, I'll take that note down. Okay, so this is an error. We had some database issues last week, and I don't know if this has anything to do with that, but I will definitely make sure that our developers take a look at this. Here's what will happen though. Once we do this, this will actually publish the page. It will create the capture page that we just finished doing, and it will point people to the landing page. So let me see if I can find another way to show you what that capture page is actually going to look like. Here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go back to the online marketing system here. Let me see if it actually published any of my capture pages. Okay, so it didn't publish those that I just created. Oh, there it is. But it's probably not working. Let me just click on that. Okay, yeah. So it says it doesn't exist. So I'm sure that that's the database issue that we had. I'm going to click edit here. And I hope I'm not losing you guys. Let me go back to the drag and drop editor. All right. So I want to show you what the page actually looks like. I'm just going to click on content, my text. I'm going to click on preview. And this is actually what it looks like. Okay, see how the video actually started. You've got your capture page information here. You see the background has this little flag that's floating. Okay, the video here is still playing. The person can put their information in. If they put their information in and click on the watch now video, they should be taken to the landing page. Okay, so it did create the page. It's just, I think there's a database issue here, and I'll make sure that we get that taken care of and get that looked at. Okay, so this is actually how you create your own capture page here. Now, I would go back and make some changes. I don't like this red here. I don't like how it's all dark and all that good stuff. So I would definitely go back and make some changes. So how would I do that? Here's what I would do. I'm going to close that window out. We're back here. I would go back and just make some changes. Instead of red, I'm just going to make it a dark color. Let's just say that it's going to be this blue here, right? I'll go to next. My content, I might want to make all of this white. You know, I'll make this white. That's not right. This stuff is tricky. I forgot how I made it red. All right. All right. So that's why I'll show you the difference. I'm gonna go to next here. We'll click save again. I'm just gonna save it here. And then if I go back and I look at it again, you'll see where the white lettering was different. So I'm gonna just click on preview. And you see how it's a little bit different? So that's much better. So you can go back in and you can tweak. I left oh, that's not what I use. I use the text. So let me go back and go to the text. Let me go back. So that's not what it's supposed to be. Let me go to content here, and it defaults back to the image. Click on text, and now I'm going to click on preview. So you'll see the difference. By me having the white stands out, the gray doesn't. So I would go back and change all of it to white. And I like the blue box, the blue background box, sort of matches the red, white, and blue here. So this is good. This is how you would actually design and create your own capture page. All right. So for those of you, that's how you do it. Now, again, when I tried to create it, it gave me an error message. I'll definitely make sure that we get that over to the developer to find out why it's giving me that error message. But as you can see, this is how you create your own independent capture page with your video, with your information in it, with your autoresponders, so that you can be very unique and have your own unique look and feel. All right? All right. With that being said, we're going to close the call out. But before we close the call out, I always like to open up the call for Q&A. So if you have a question about the capture page tonight, what you saw designed tonight, go ahead and type that in. If you got a question on anything outside of the capture page, now is your time. I reserve this time for you to ask me any questions as it relates to online marketing and strategies that you're using to market and build your online marketing business or your MyEcon business. So with that being said, I don't see any questions being typed in. Let me unmute the call real quick to see if there's any questions that's coming in on the line. And if not, then I'm going to give you a couple of minutes back. Viewer number 7 says, what are those images at the top? So these images up here, good question. These images show what your capture page looks like using different devices. So if I click on this, this is the desktop. This is what it looks like on the desktop. This is what it's going to look like on an iPhone. So it shows you what your capture page looks like on these different devices. Doesn't look too good on the iPhone in the portrait view. But if we do the iPhone landscape, this is what it looks like if somebody turned their phone to the landscape view. This is what it looks like on an iPhone 6 portrait, iPhone 6 landscape. Here's what it looks like on a iPad landscape. So that just shows you what it looks like in different types of devices depending on what people are using. Good question. All right. Let me open up the line here, see if we got any questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the line is open. If you have a question, now is your time. All right, Mr. Curry says, when you add the meta header info, do you have to republish it for it to display correctly on Facebook? Good question. So, yes, you definitely have to republish it for it to display correctly on Facebook, especially if you're updating, Mr. Curry. If you're updating, you definitely got to go in, and you may even have to use that Facebook debugger so that it will take out the old stuff and put in the new information. Okay? All right. Any other questions out there? All right. You guys are a quiet group tonight, so I hope that you learned something here tonight. I actually learned that there was a bug that needs to be fixed, so we'll get on that tonight as well and see if we can get that fixed by tomorrow. And since there's no more questions, I'm going to give you guys back about 12 minutes of your time. And thank you for being on the Tuesday night call. This is the online marketing system with June Collier. I want to thank you guys. We do this every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you next Tuesday. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.